Today is the race day and I'm cycling towards the venue. It's about almost an hour and a half to start, and the transition area is open for the last 20 minutes or so. There's still about an hour to go, and yeah, I need to ride. Oh. They're cleaning the road. Yeah, so I need to ride to a transition area, and I need to prepare the bike, leave it there, and then I'll have another maybe 40 minutes or so to to put the wetsuit on, to do some form of warm-up. It's a sprint distance, so I have to do the longer warm-up, just because the shorter the race, the longer you need to warm up. Yeah, so let's go. The forecast said it's now around 16 degrees, so there is a chance that we have good conditions for like a short and fast event. Right now I'm going to actually ride through part of the bike course, which is nice, and it's like the good old days. I'm cycling towards the race from home, no hotels needed, and I think I'm going to get there in, I don't know, maybe like 12 to 15 minutes with a very light spin. So yeah, a little bit of moving blood and just waking up before the event. And I'm already cycling on the closed road. So they are blocking basically the roundabouts closest to the race. But today we're not going here, actually. Yeah, so our main course would be in front. The whole cycling route is it's going to be 4 laps of a straight line just across the sea. So we actually don't have any turns. We only have U-turns, and because there's 4 laps, that means we're gonna have like 7 of them. So yeah, I'm going uphill, and right now for me it's just a good warm-up, good chance to push legs a little bit harder, because I still have another over an hour to race. And what that should help in theory is to get me primed from the neurological perspective. So the brain and body connection, to just wake up and get ready to work, not necessarily to prime the muscles, because the muscles can still cool down before the event. So yeah, I'm at the top of the hill, and I think this is where we will have the turnaround point. So we would be going uphill up until this point, and then somewhere here, or maybe a little bit further forward, yeah, probably that one where we have the barriers, this is going to be our turnaround point. So we go right up to this point, we turn around, and then we go straight back downhill, and that's it. So we turn around here, and yeah, so they actually have some oil on the road that they covered, which is nice. And from here we go downhill. There's about 3-4% right here, so it's not fast, right? Like now I'm barely pedaling. I'm going 35, 37. So I think in the race we would be going around 45, 50k an hour from here, and the opposite direction is probably going to be around 25, maybe down to 20, closer to the turn. So it's actually a fast section, but it's a hard one. So yeah, this is the time where we can recuperate. After the transition area, which is like right there in front, we would go about maybe 1.5 kilometers straight, and then this slight uphill section to push a little bit harder. And I think that's going to be the hardest one to do, just the very first one. Then we turn around, we get back down, we get to breathe a little bit, and then we turn for extra laps, and we do 4 laps of that. And then on the run we should have 2 laps on a completely flat section around this transition area, which is nice. And I really like these kind of races because this is where you get this is where you get people to see it, because if they're standing close by, it's not that people are cycling by once in 2 hours, or like with Ironman races where you say goodbye to your family after the swim and then they see you in 5, 6, 7 hours after the bike. But here, like on the bike, I think they would be seeing me every 8 minutes or so, and then on the run maybe 8 to 10 minutes depending on where they get to be. Yeah, so it looks like on the left we have the run course markings, and then yeah, someone carrying bikes and all that. So that's nice. So the feed station on the left, yeah, that's definitely the run course. So we would be cycling here. We're definitely not getting anything on the bike. For 20k it's like 30 minutes. But then on the run you may want to grab some water. But I also know for myself that for a 5k run in a sprint I should rather not drink, but maybe just pour something on myself. And that's it. Simply because it's too short. So if the feed station on the run is around like once a lap, then there would probably be within 10 to 15 minutes to the finish. So no matter how hot it is, like drinking will likely not help, and it's not super hot today. So I'm already very close to the transition zone. I'm going to probably just cycle past now to see how the lap is arranged. It looks like everyone is going to the left. Probably the entrance to transition zone is there, but I'm gonna just see how the lap is arranged. Closed road is quite nice. I had to be able to just ride in the middle. No, right, so the transition is actually further up front, because we have the finish line also there. So this is the bike course. You basically saw all of the course. We would be just going both directions. And then the run is going to be around here, but the finish line should be to the right, so we should be crossing probably the course at some point. And then the transition area is to the left from here. So we would start on the beach, the transition would be on the left from here, and then the finish to the right. So maybe we would run around where the bike leg is. Yeah, so here's the whole organization area on the right. The expo it's very nice, but very poor on sizes. I saw that you can buy, okay, so this is lap and transition. So this is where we change. And transition would probably be somewhere around here. Yeah, looks like that. Right, here's the transition zone. So my bike is at the very end of the whole transition area. I think I'm gonna have to run with it after the bike at least. Yeah, there's some other lane. So I'm gonna see where do I go from this one. Maybe we need to do a lap actually here. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm midway through transition, meaning that I will have to run half of the way without the bike and then half of the way with the bike, which is probably the best of what there can be. The swim course. So it's, first of all, it's very, yeah, the water is very calm, which is super nice. So we're gonna just swim straight, and then we're gonna start towards the left, and this is gonna be the exit. So we are actually going to exit the water from here, and yeah, what is always important is to see how do you enter the transition area.
Mas ela vai indo aos pouquinhos. A gente não vai conseguir voltar pra cá.
Showers, which is nice, and yeah. So this is the entrance to C1. Right, and we run to the left, and then we run around through the bikes. So yeah, it's interesting because the T1 and T2 actually is very long. So for a sprint distance, we might spend quite a few minutes just running around, which is which is a lot. But we'll see. Anyway, like this is the start. Yeah, and it's very straightforward, very calm water, should be very easy to swim actually. I really hope to swim like 12 and a half minutes most, but we'll see, of course. I'm usually not a good open water swimmer. I'm not gonna take a camera with me, so let's see if my family can help me with anything, but maybe I'll continue when I finish.
Bueno, pues ahí los tenemos. Siguiente salida será el sprint femenino.
Cualquier cosa me avisa. ¡Молодец! ¡Вперед!
Sal detrás que se vea.
Imagínate que vengo con la bici y es una... ¡Давай, жми! ¡Вперед!
La primera de que está la punta de bajar ya no.
Давай, не расслабляйся! Молодец! Вперед!
Sale, por favor, 29. Bienvenido a casa, sí señor.
Overall 116, which with a bike of almost 21k, maybe not too bad. I had a quite slow run, but I'm relatively happy with the swim. So yeah, I'm gonna probably record another one separately, but now I'm in the finish line. I'm gonna grab something to eat. Very hard, quite hot. Well, first impressions. The swim was super smooth. I think it's slower than I could do, but I'm kind of happy. Then the bike, it was a bit of a mix-up between federated and not federated athletes, because federated started 10 minutes before, and there was a mix of a group. So for the first 2 laps, I was on the bunch with a few federated guys, and like they were quite fast, quite good. And then 3rd lap, less of them, and 4th lap, I was almost alone, no one pulling. So on the hill, I think I was pushing a little bit too hard, up to 300, 400 watts. Some moments went up to like 186 beats per minute heart rate. So but then on the descent, I was trying to catch up. So average speed around 36, I think, and then on the run, I didn't do good. So it was too hard, and I was a little bit cramping in the abs. So I'm going home. Picked up the bike already. Some cars are getting through, and I'm actually riding through the run course. So we were going a little bit through here, running one way and then back. So I lost some time in transition. Apparently some of the things that I forgot or was not ready and didn't really practice, which I guess is fine. But it doesn't really matter. But now I know. Now I know better. Now I can get ready for the next races. So first of all, I got cycling shoes this year that are set up for riding. They are pretty good. They are good for getting around, for all the daily training and everything. But when they are attached to the pedals, first of all, I have the cleats quite a long way back. Actually, since I'm talking and since the road is still closed here, I can talk to you this way. Since the cleats are quite a lot back and the weight of the shoes is quite high, they're hanging on the pedals upside down. Not with the heel down as you would like, because if it hangs like vertically and the heel is down, then it's fine because you can catch it with your toes and then put your feet in, but it hangs upside down, so it's hard to get the shoe like the proper way in. And then when you get the proper way in, the tongue of the shoe is actually very flexible, so when you're putting a wet foot into the shoe, it crumbles and it's very hard to get the foot in. And when you get the foot in, the tongue gets crumbled and you need to pull it out. So I lost quite a bit of time with that, I think. So this was the start of the hill on the bike course, and we were getting up where you see the trees and then descending back. So that was one problem, and then the other was I'm gonna put you back on the handlebars so that I can just shift and talk. So the other problem was that when I got off the bike, I wanted to put the socks on because my running shoes for racing, they do give me blisters, and I thought putting on socks and using race shoes would be better and faster still. So when putting on socks, I just sat on the floor and I got cramps in the top of my stomach, like in the abs. So one of the muscles kind of popped out and hurt a lot. So I lost maybe another 30 seconds, I think, there, just trying to stretch my front. And when I started running, it got easier, but then I still felt a little bit cramping in my abs. So not the best race. Looking at the numbers, the swim was around 150 per 100, which is not fast for open water. But then it also, my watch has a lap at 500 meters, so it says that I did 1:39 for the first 500 meters, that means I got almost 25 seconds per 100 slower on the rest, which makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I felt very strong all the way. It looks like I was swimming in the straight line. I just don't really get why did my finish was so slow. And 500 meters looked legitimate, so I was already on the way back after the U-turn. So yeah, I don't know. It seemed like it's the way it should be. Should I go here? Yeah, it's still a closed road, so go on here. Anyway, yeah, the swim was like 14 minutes. Quite slow for a sprint, but okay. And then in T1, I felt horrible. I felt like my heart rate was 250. Not any less. I don't know. It felt just really bad. So I wanted to slow down. Then I had some troubles with the shoes. The bike computer and watch actually this time worked flawlessly, which was amazing. And this was my second triathlon. So the first one, it did not work. Now it worked. Basically what happened is that as soon as you get to the bike in triathlon mode with the watch, the bike computer says like, okay, I'm ready. Just switch to the bike on your watch. And you don't touch the bike computer. It just shows you the numbers when you bike. And then when you're off, you still don't touch it. It basically only shows the metrics from the watch, which is quite nice. And so the bike was nice and fast. I had to push a bit over 300 watts, I think, for the whole first half of the first lap to actually catch up to anyone, including this hill. And then from the downhill, I understood that, okay, there is some group, there was some group of partially federated guys which started 10 minutes before me, which means that there were a couple of laps in front of me. So that was exactly what happened. I was with them. We rode, yeah, it was nice because I had to push over 300 watts to catch them. Then on the hill, I was doing anywhere from 250 to 350, sometimes maybe 400 to push a little bit. And then on the flat in the group, I could do maybe like 100 to 150 to actually stay with the group. So super nice. But then after second lap, like third lap, there was still someone, but then fourth lap, I was kind of in the head of the group and no one wanted to pull. So yeah, so I had to go down to maybe like 200 watts on the hill to show the other guys that I'm not gonna carry them forward and to have someone go in front. And then, yeah, so the fourth lap, I was going kind of in my own pace, trying to conserve a little bit of energy for the run. And then on the run, I didn't really feel great. So I started with the cramps in my stomach, and then, yeah, I was cramping a little bit further as I went, but not too bad. So I was going like 200 or 420 per kilometer, which is, yeah, it's I should be running half marathon off the bike in that pace ideally. So I think it's just like the kind of a day it is. I still have another one sprint distance that I'm planning to do this year, and then 2 Olympic distances. So I think if things go well and if I learn from my race from this time, then I should be able to do Olympic distance faster in terms of the pace than I did this sprint distance. But we'll have to see. I think one of the big questions is like the top speed, that I feel I have super endurance, but I'm not getting the top speed that I could be getting. Yeah, but now tomorrow I'm planning to do a big ride and then a run off that to get the volume in, and then next week is going to be a fully tapering week before the race on Saturday, and I'm gonna try to be super fresh for that, and we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a 70.3 distance with a hilly bike but a flat run. And subscribe and like the video, please, to get me keep going with this.